Welcome to Tillsonburg, Ontario, the home of CHAA, the Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association. CHAA is a group of dedicated volunteers who maintain, preserve, restore the Harvard aircraft, an instrumental piece of Canadian history.
How it started was that out of Woodstock, we had 3 Harvards based there. Dave Hewitt's dad, Bob Hewitt, Norm Beckham, his son Kent, of course, was flying, and Len Fallowfield. And they formed the nucleus of it and started assembling and thought it'd be a great idea to continue the background established by the RCAF. And with the Harvards as the nucleus, they started talking in 1985 and actually formed what became the Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association in 1986, the spring of 1986. And they have been expanding ever since that rather humble beginnings, where we met together at the Woodstock Flying Club hangar, or the meeting room, and we outgrew it. They had purchased a hangar down at Tillsonburg, which we own now outright, and so we're sort of a split organization. But then with what has evolved, because we needed bigger meeting room and operations room, we have transferred the whole part of that down here, and we have grown from a small group to where now, if you were to join at the present time, the actual membership number would probably be about 750. Now, those members are not all active. They're spread around the world: New Zealand, Australia, England, the continent. I know in Holland we have one member in Spain. Keeps in touch with us, but we are continually expanding and bringing out new members on board. We have had a lot of very dedicated people, still do, and we are working on trying to obtain a Class B registration for our organization. And we're dealing with Ottawa, and they say, how can you operate such a large group with the assets that you have where you're at today with strictly volunteers? It's because of the dedication and the people that are ready to back it with not only their talents, their resources, but also with money to keep us going and keep on growing. I can be contacted myself at 451-5074 in London, and we have a telephone down at the hangar if you wanted to call to make sure somebody's there. The number there is 842-9922, and we'd be very happy to see anybody at any time and just find out what we're doing and how we operate.
With the acquisition by CHAA of the Yale in 1989, there was a need to do the restorations, and so a separate organization was set up under the umbrella of CHAA to do that restoration program. The members of my team are all volunteers, and these are people who are interested in aviation, and most of us are retired senior citizens who have a great interest in this project and dedication. We assemble here 2 days a week, coming from many miles in order to perform this desirable task.
The ground school is an 8-week course we run to convert pilots who have flown other aircraft and demonstrated a proficiency in that to flying the Harvard aircraft. We have different pass categories, and to fly this aircraft you have to attain at least 75% on the written exam. It is not a casual course by any means. It requires a lot of dedicated effort on the part of the individual.
As chief pilot, I'm in charge of the formation training program, and I also look after backseat training and new pilots coming in. I still have 70, 80-year-old gentlemen who actually flew these aircraft and trained on them coming up to me at air shows with their logbook. And it's very touching when they come up and they can flip through the page that's 50 years old and show 1941 on November 3rd, I flew this exact aircraft. And tears come to their eyes, and it's just a joy being able to keep the history alive.
We do have several items in the stores that we promote at air shows, flying venues all around the province of Ontario. Maintaining the cost of the Harvard aircraft is quite a costly undertaking, and if we didn't have this sort of fundraising set up, then we would also have problems with our funding. We invite all of the members to enjoy whatever aspect of the Harvard Association that interests them. For instance, being a part of the help with the stores and transporting the goods around. We have service crews that service the aircraft. We have the pilots, obviously, that fly the aircraft, but the support of the general membership is what we rely on to keep the operation going, because as everybody's aware, we don't have corporate sponsors. We rely on the fundraising activities of all the members.
The Harvard is an easy plane to demonstrate in aerobatics. That's what it likes to do. We do a lot of flying, maybe more than I should for family purposes, but we've had a lot of fun, and hopefully we've entertained a lot of people. Must be the roar and the smells or something, but those who trained on Harvards and have gone on to everything, airlines, military, it seems like their favorite airplane that they remember is the Harvard. We have monthly meetings. Please come to the monthly meetings. And we have people working in restoration at the Tillsonburg Airport Tuesdays and Saturdays. Please make yourself acquainted, and you'll bump into somebody that's interesting to talk to, and sooner or later you might become a Harvard nut.